Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday the 6th of August 2022. Today was the match day and it carries on. It is as it was. Our away form is dog shit. We lost 2-0 to Sheffield United. It could have been a lot more. They had a penalty which was saved by Bart Biakowski, and it was a tale of two halves. The first half was really bad, and the second half was a bit better, but I think that was helped by Sheffield United just switching to game management, because they had already won the game. They knew we couldn't score 3 goals, and we were very unlikely to score 2, because we don't do that away from home. So this is the match report from Newsatden.co.uk. Millwall suffered a 2-0 defeat at the hands of Sheffield United in their first away match of the Championship season. The Blades made Rowett's men pay very early on in the game when Iliman Ndiaye shrugged off Murray Wallace to score from a Wes Fodering goal kick. There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. See if he mentions it, but we'll carry on. The Lions went further behind soon after, but heroics from Bartosz Biakowski kept them just 1 goal behind until the 22nd minute. Paul Heckingbottom's side countered from a Millwall free kick, allowing Fleck to rob Cooper of the ball and set up Sanderberg for the second goal. What? That wasn't the second goal, was it? No, I think the second goal was Creswell passed to nobody. Literally, he was passing just to the area where he thought Danny McNamaras was, but Danny McNamaras was on his right shoulder because he was sprinting back, covering for someone else from this free kick. So I don't think that's what happened there. It looked like things would go from bad to worse just before half time when Cooper brought down Ryan Brewster in the penalty area, but Biakowski kept out. He spot kicked just before the whistle was sounded. A fairly tepid second half ensued, albeit that Millwall started to create some more chances after the restart. Well, we only had 1 chance in the first half, so that wouldn't be that difficult to create more chances than that. Fotheringham was really tested, while Sheffield United managed to keep them at arm's length throughout. Ultimately, it was a deserved defeat for the visitors, who were outclassed by the Blades despite conceding 2 preventable goals in the first half. Okay, so he does start speaking. He fluffs it out a bit more. Okay. Norwood's first shot in the opening minutes of the game should have been a warning for Millwall. The midfielder looked to catch Biakowski off his line from distance, but fired his shot narrowly over the bar. They didn't learn from this early threat as Sheffield United pounced from their own goal kick. Cooper and Charlie Cresswell both challenged for the ball, but ended up missing it, allowing Ndiaye to run in and steal it off them. Wallace had the chance to close him down, but ended up being shrugged off the ball by the Blades forward, who coolly slotted past Biakowski for the opener. Shrugged off or forearm smash? It was a bit of a forearm smash, and obviously not spotted by the referee, of course. Ndiaye came close to a second goal almost immediately after, forcing Millwall into some last-ditch defending to block a shot for a corner. Baldock was played down the right side of the box by Burge, allowing the right wing back to test Biakowski once again with a powerful effort from a tight angle. The lines couldn't click, and it allowed Sheffield United to simply play right through them. When they won a free kick near their left corner flag for the 21st minute, the Blades cleared it easily. They forced the visitors back into their own half before Fleck stole the ball from a sluggish Cooper that allowed him to square it to Berg in the centre, who rounded Biakowski and sent both the ball and Danny McNamaras into the back of the net. Yeah, no, that wasn't what happened. Well, I wasn't there, but I've seen the highlights on skysports.com. Cresswell passed it out to no one, to space where he thought Danny McNamaras was, but and then their guy ran onto it, passed it into the middle, and shot towards goal. Danny McNamaras was on the line, hooked it, tried to hook it out. I think he kicked it onto Biakowski's back, and then it went in the goal. So I think technically it could go down as Biakowski own goal. I'm not too sure. While Sheffield United started to slow the tempo down. It looked like things would go from bad to worse for Cooper after he was involved in both first half goals from the visitors. The centre back, who has an astonishingly good record against the Blades, brought down Ryan Brewster inside the penalty area after the former Liverpool striker was allowed space to wiggle through on goal. Norwood stepped up to take it, but Biakowski got down to his right to save the spot kick in front of the away supporters. The half-time whistle was met with a handful of boos from the away end. Just a handful. I'm surprised they all weren't booing. Although they looked more comfortable in the first few minutes after the restart, while the tempo was incredibly low to begin with. Millwall started to create some chances and force Foderingham into a couple of saves, albeit all of them incredibly comfortable. Biakowski repeated his mistake against Stoke last weekend, parrying Norwood's long-range effort before beating Brewster to the rebound. Yeah, there was a long shot and he kind of like saved it, but it was really hard shot, so he couldn't grab it. He just had to take the speed out of it, and then it kind of spun forward, and he luckily managed to jump on it, while two Sheffield United players were bearing down on him. Scott Malone came close to getting one back from Millwall after being played into the box by Bennett. However, after cutting inside on his right foot, his curling effort was blocked by Baldock for a corner. Yeah, probably should have played that into hodophobia, if I'm being honest. The Lions kept pushing but failed to find a way past Sheffield United's back line. Reece Norrington-Davis denied Bennett the best chance of the half, putting in a last-ditch tackle to prevent the striker from scoring. Sheffield United dominated the final stages of the match, getting into multiple promising positions without really testing Biakowski. The players kept pushing for a third goal to kill off the game, but had to settle for a 2-0 win. Okay. And the starting 11 was Biakowski, McNamara, Cresswell, Cooper, Wallace, Malone, Shackleton, Mitchell, Saville, Afobe, Bennett. No subs listed there, but the eagle-eyed amongst you will see no Hutchinson. So one of the best defenders in the Championship last season wasn't playing. He was on the bench. That's why did Hutchinson not start? He should have started. And I don't even know where to begin with this, to be honest. So the subs for Millwall, 9 of them, I think. Is it 9 now or 7? 7. It was 9 in the cup game. So the subs for Millwall were George Long, Sean Hutchinson, George Evans, Tyler Burry, Isaac Olofi, Hayden Muller, B-Sart Topolodge. The eagle-eyed amongst you will also see no Ryan Leonard. He did get a cut in the game in midweek, so that maybe ruled him out. So you would think that Hayden Muller's on the bench to be backup right back, just in case. So we only made 2 substitutions. That was in the 80th minute. Kind of pointless, really. Kind of just futile. Let's just do this and see if something happens. Taking off probably arguably our 2 better players of the day. Mason Bennett for Isaac Olofi and George Saville for Tyler Burry, which a lot of the fans were not happy about either. So takeaways from the game: avoidable goals proved costly. Cambridge United's goal on Tuesday evening wasn't great from a Millwall perspective. However, it wasn't exactly avoidable, even if the Lions could have defended it better. The issue with the 2 goals conceded at Bramall Lane is that they were both completely avoidable. The first coming from Sheffield United goal kick, where all of the back 3 were to blame, while the second came from Millwall's own free kick near the corner flag. If they're to challenge against teams like Sheffield United, they'll need to eradicate mistakes like those. Attacking woes continue. Millwall were left short in the final third due to a plethora of injuries, but they failed to create any clear-cut chances for their forwards. Both Bennett and Afobe were left to feed on scraps, while Saville, who was supposed to be playing behind the 2 strikers, was forced back into a much deeper role because of its Sheffield United press. The Lions can't get Zion Fleming, Tom Bradshaw and George Honeyman back soon enough. Yeah, why are we playing the same fucking way in an away game that we played at home? Why are we playing with 1 behind fucking 2 strikers? Play with a fucking defensive midfielder to break up the fucking play and then play it forward. Don't play the same fucking way home and away. An injury-free encounter. If there was one positive to take from this match, and let's be honest, it was probably just the one. It was that Mills escaped South Yorkshire with no further injuries or suspensions. Mill did escape South Yorkshire with no further injuries or suspensions. While Ryan's illness wasn't ideal for the Lions in the short term, they'll be scheduled to welcome him and Honeyman back into the team next Saturday. Fleming and Bradshaw will still be unavailable for Coventry's visit to the Den, however. And let's go up, and you can see on the right hand side we are now 12th. We were top of the table and we are now 12th, and this is going to be the story of our season if he doesn't sort this out. We have a home game, we win or we draw, we go up in the table. We have an away game, we lose it, we go down in the table. Rinse and repeat. So we've got Coventry at home now. Hopefully we'll win that game. The fans will get behind the team. We'll do well, and we'll win that game. Then the week after that, we got 2 away games in a row on a Tuesday and a Friday. That's a great idea. That was a great idea. That was, and at Swansea and Norwich. So we're probably going to be in relegation places after the Norwich game. Although Norwich only drew at home to Wigan now. Every season, there's one of the 3 teams that comes down struggles to do anything. We all assumed it may be Watford or Burnley, because all the players wanted to leave Watford and Burnley had just let everyone go and they've got money problems, they need to pay down bills. So it might be them, but maybe it's Norwich. Maybe Norwich are shit, so maybe we do have a chance against Norwich. But not if we play the same way that we do at home than we do away. We need a game plan for away games. That's what we need. Yeah, so let's move on now to, of course, Gary Rowett's post-match comments. So what do you think he said about that shambles? So this is from Newsatden.co.uk as well. In fact, all 3 stories today I'm going to be bringing you for this video are from Newsatden.co.uk. That wasn't planned, that's just how it worked out. Gary Rowett admitted that he was disappointed with the goals Millwall conceded in a 2-0 defeat away to Sheffield United. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? The Lions lost their first away match of the Championship campaign thanks to goals from Iliman Ndiaye and Sander Berge, although Rowett believes that the first goal should have been ruled out for a foul. It was disappointing after playing so well in the opening game against Stoke at home, he told Newsatden after the match. It's a very tough place to come, the fans get right behind the team. It's the first game at home, they're a good side. They've got really good players. You look at the likes of Sander Berge, he's worth £20 million. They've certainly got a bit extra, a bit of quality you need in this division. What you've got to do then is you can't make silly mistakes. You can't give gifts to a team like Sheffield United. What did you do to counter Sander Berge? Did you man mark him? What did you do? Did you do anything? What was the plan to stop this £20 million player? What you've got to do then is you can't make silly mistakes. You can't give gifts to a team like Sheffield United. I thought we started the game quite well. We started quite brightly. Then the big moment is early on to go 1-0 down. If I look here, I've watched the goal back lots of times. It's a clear foul on Jake Cooper. I think it's Ndiaye that gets the wrong side of him and gives him a little nudge. I spoke to David Coote about it because I was disappointed by that decision, and he said there's a clear directive to allow more contact. Fucking hell. Which I understand. I have no problem with that in this game where we all know contact is part of it. But contact then has to be at least a fair challenge rather than a challenge clearly designed to impede the defender coming out. So we got screwed by a ref who's misinterpreting the new directive of the rules. That's my only issue. We should defend it better. We should come around and shouldn't allow the next runner to get in. But I was disappointed to be 1-0 down if it was a little unjust. However, he reiterated his frustration surrounding the second goal, as well as the penalty that was given after Cooper brought down Rion Brewster inside the area. The second goal is our own undoing, he admitted. We didn't react particularly well and make a poor mistake. Then they should have had a third goal, and again it was just very, very poor defending to allow the lad to literally just drop off us, run into the box, foul him, and luckily for us, Bart pulled off a fabulous save. The second half performance was much better. We showed bravery on the ball and a little bit of quality at times. We showed some good movement and some and a really good intent. We were much better off the ball defensively. We didn't create too many obvious problems for Sheffield United. I think they defended set pieces really well today. They defended balls into the box fantastically well. I was pleased with our response. The difference is that it's a lot easier to respond bravely at 2-0 down than it is at 0-0. That wasn't my only disappointment in the game. I'd have liked us to shown a little bit more bravery in the first half. So he's blaming the players there, not the formation or the game management. And who come up with the game plan? Because didn't that used to be Joe Carnell's department? He's obviously left, gone somewhere. I don't know if he's got a new job yet. But so who come up with the game plan? Adam Barrett, Paul Robinson, or was it the man himself, Gary Rowett? Okay. But we may have some good news. As I said, this is also from Newsatden.co.uk. So Millwall boss provides positive update on defender. Gary Rowett has provided a positive update on Danny McNamaras' contract situation after Millwall's 2-0 defeat to Sheffield United. The right wing back has been subject to a number of bids from Championship rivals QPR after it was revealed that his current deal expires at the end of the 22-23 campaign. Whilst Rowett has previously admitted that the ball was in Danny's court, he has now claimed that talks have been improved in the last few days. We're hopeful that he'll sign the contract, he told Newsatden. We've had further talks and we're hoping that it looks a little bit more positive, so it was really easy to put him in the team today. I thought he performed well. It's difficult at times in a game like this because you can't get forward as much as you like to as a wing back. I thought he did pretty well today. McNamara started in place of Ryan Leonard at Bramall Lane, with Rowett confirming that the former Sheffield United man was ill with tonsillitis on Thursday and Friday. Oh my god, keep him away from the rest of the team. He's got tonsillitis. How old is he? Why is he getting tonsillitis? That's kind of weird. There you go. Ryan Leonard sick with tonsillitis. That's not a good thing. That's not an easy thing to come back from. That can kind of wipe you out. So yeah, Danny may be ready to sign a new contract soon, which is good for us. We just need someone who can come up with a game plan for away games now, and not just play the same way that we do at home. That would be good. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.